Okay. Woo! Yay! Howdy, Margot. Hi, everybody. What it do, what it do, what it be, what it is. Whatever. It's fine. Oh, shit. I move this away, too. Does this bitch ever stop streaming, Lamau? Hi, Phoebes. Aw, Ben Jacobs. No, I don't, because I got a passion for this shit, dog. I love making content for you guys. I love sitting in front of the camera. I love talking. I finally found an outlet for it, and I don't intend to put it down. Thank you for your support in that endeavor. Thank you, Ben. Ben Jacobs. Girl, some old white man asked if I was wearing a wig today, and I'm African American. Yes, I was wearing a wig, but like, what do I say? Melanie, I don't know what you say in that situation, because I've been asked the same thing, and when I'm like, I'm not wearing a wig, you know, I don't wear a wig, so I'll just like pull my hair and be like, no. But if you are, I just be like, yeah, what of it? So that meetup was lit. Need to go back to Dingbats. Oh yeah, that's right. You were there, weren't you? That meetup was lit. I would go back to Dingbats. Dude, a fucking merry heist was had to get my ass to Dingbats. That's one of the fucking coolest things ever, in my opinion, that has been done for me as a person. Is just like Riley bought my ticket. Pranav convinced them to let me in, even though I didn't have a VIP ticket before, with all the VIPs. Glitch Dash was the real fucking VIP though, because he fucking drove my ass there and back. Basically, I got myself up to fucking Kentucky, and then he got my fucking ass all the way up there and all the way back. And I am forever indebted to Glitch Dash for that. It was weird as fuck. Yeah, that is weird as fuck. I don't even know what you say to that person, other than like, no, the fuck, or like, yeah, what of it, depending on the circumstance, you know. How was your New Year's? My New Year's was great. I actually did a stream. I did a stream on New Year's Eve. I don't know if you watched or if you caught any of it, but I had a really fun fucking time. I got super drunk with everybody. I did like, I'll take a big swig for every 5 likes, and I think they got me up to 65 likes or something like that. So it was awesome. That was great. So yeah, my New Year's Eve was pretty lit. Didn't someone yell at you to put the guitar away? Yeah, dude, yes, twice, because my drunk ass brought it out again later. Oh man, that dude was scary. That dude was terrifying. Like legitimately, like I'm not usually like very intimidated by people, but that dude was like legitimately scary, and I didn't want to, you know, get his bad side or whatever. So, oh, yeah, Dingbats was a cool place, but it was a scary fucking place. I'll tell you that much. Kind of like to me, and that's because I'm a little bit of a pussy, you know. Like there was an edge to it that I liked. It was scary in the same way that a horror movie is scary. I'm not shit talking the place. I liked it, but it had a fucking edge to it. Felt like the kind of place that would definitely, you know, like in a society that was reasonable, that allowed you to buy like drugs in the same bar that you could get drinks in as long as you proved you're 21 or over. It seems like the kind of bar that would definitely sell a bunch of drugs in a society that was reasonably ran. You know, it seems like the kind of bar, like it seems like it had the same kind of edge that I kind of get off the bar from Dusk Till Dawn sometimes. You know, it was just, I've never been to a bar like that. It was really fucking cool. It was really neat. And you know what? Krista said that pizza was a pizza that only a drunkard could love. But I can test Krista on that. I think Krista is wrong. I think that was good pizza. I followed one of my old bullies in Walmart to creep them out. They didn't see anything, but I stopped after a few minutes of doing it. Is that petty? They hadn't messed with me because online school? Well, yeah, that's definitely petty, and it's kind of creepy. You know, like if someone is not in a position where they can bully you anymore, you know, like why would you even want to put yourself back near their periphery? Like, what if they had noticed and decided to, you know, like start fucking on you or something? That would have been good. And that could have happened. And, you know, you expose yourself to situations like that when you do stuff like that, you know? Damn it. Come on, thing. There we go. Trying to get all this damn wood farther away from me so I'm not getting quite so much heat. God damn, that's putting off a lot of fucking heat. Holy Christ. Ah. Ah. Man, that's one thing about that ring, like the fire ring that I have. It radiates heat. Once you've got a fire built in it and you've had it going for a couple hours, that thing just radiates heat off of it. Do you support guns? Yeah, I'm a big fan of guns as sport. What's up, Braden? I see you in here. Stop spamming. Don't spam. Do you have a real nicotine vape or is that the fake shit? What do you mean? What's the difference? What is the fake shit? Pass the pen? No, dog. You ain't put it on this shit. I will a lot of blunt though. I mean a tobacco cigarette. By the way, make sure you guys hit that like button. It really does help. Every single time you hit that like button, is another another chance to do this. Is another chance to send the stream out to even more people, which increase the quality of your viewing pleasure by increasing the number of people who can engage in the chat. So do that if you haven't done so already. Thank you. The fake shit is Nixazine. No, this is nicotine. Ow! 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 What does Tales from the Underground even mean? Talks from the Underground? Takes? What? Huh? I don't even know. I don't even know what you're talking about. Talking about Trump? What are you? I don't even know what you guys are talking about right now. I don't need drugs. I have Teflon fumes from 3D printing. Sweet. Sweet. Me and you pissed together earlier, remember, Phoebe? What? You fucking weirdo. No, I do not remember that. Man, the YouTube chat at fucking 12:30 in the morning is not. This is not quality. They're not sending the best. Speaking of Trump, did you hear he's getting too old to govern? I think most Americans could have told him that, though. When we haven't had a young candidate in fucking years. I don't know why everybody's acting like this is some kind of big goddamn surprise. Shit. Trump is not good, and I only had purple hair one time. Hey, I never had purple hair, but I did used to dye my hair black. Do you believe Jesus? No. Hit that like button, y'all. Send a super chat if you want to support the stream. Thank you for sending that super chat earlier to the person who did so. Ben Jacobs, thank you. And consider donating through the Cash App in my channel description, or the description of my last video, which you should also check out. I'm just like whoring at this point, basically. I would talk about something else, but nobody in chat seems really interested. It's just like Trump is goated. It's like, I don't know what to do with that. No, he's not. Trump is not goated. Trump is fucking old. He is so freaking old that people in like the halls of power and media at this point, or both, are all like starting to call it into question regularly now. Not just like every so often. It's just like he like cannot help himself, but he cannot stop himself from doing things that make him seem like a geriatric old man. If it was fucked up for us to be led by a geriatric old man when it was Biden, then it's fucked up for us to be led by a geriatric old man when it's Trump. And I think it was fucked up for us to be led by a geriatric old man when it was Biden. So can we get some consistency here? Well, you should believe him. He sacrificed him. Oh, no, he didn't. He fucking got crucified by the Romans for pissing off the, like basically pissing off the religious hegemons in that area. He pissed off the religious hegemons in that area with whom the Romans had a good relationship, and they couldn't have that, so... Ah! What was that? Was that a burn, or what? I don't know what that was. But that thing needs to go over there. Oh shit, it's getting too fucking short to hit. But yeah, we really need to try and look for fucking younger candidates as Americans. This fucking being governed by geriatric shit has got to go. I don't think anybody feels like it's a genuinely good idea. I feel like the only reason we keep doing it is because we keep talking ourselves into the idea that there's no one better and nothing better and nothing we can do. But I feel like that's just defeatism. I feel like it's obvious that there's more we could do. Trump is not just a geriatric old man. I didn't say he was just a geriatric old man, but he is a geriatric old man. Would that it were not so, man. Would that it were not so. But he is. You know, whenever I see a plane and I can't hear it, it always bugs me a little bit. Because it's just like, how the fuck can that thing be visible but not producing any sound? Like, if it's so distant to be like I get it. Well, no, I don't get it though. That's the thing I don't get, dude. If there's a plane flying overhead, like it's got to be so insanely far overhead for you to not hear it. It's got to be flying fucking crazy high overhead. And then even then on a really clear day with really cold temperatures, you'll still hear a fucking plane passing by. Even if it's flying at like 45,000 feet or some shit. So I never understand that shit when I see it. I always wonder, am I seeing a weather balloon? Am I seeing a fucking UFO? I don't know. It was just two white lights under it and a red light in front. Just the way sound travels. I don't know, man. I don't know. 6'7". 6'7". Imagine looking out the window and seeing him talking to himself, looking at this guy talking about fucking airplanes. What are you talking about, Tucker Lane? Huh? What are you even going on about? These commercial airlines have made flying a miserable experience. I wouldn't know, Riley. I'll be real with you. I've never been in an airplane in my whole life. I'm not opposed to the idea. I'm pretty sure I'd be terrified for the first 2 hours. Pretty sure I'd have a couple of panic attacks, but I think I could manage it. I think I'd get through it. Dude, I think the novelty of the experience would probably save me for the most part, but I would definitely have some freak out moments for sure. It's actually not bad at all. That's not what I hear. And not just from Riley. You know I don't believe in airplanes. You don't believe in airplanes? Like, what do you... Remind me, Taylor, do you literally not believe that they're real, or do you just not... You're not going to fly in one? Because my mom is the same way. She will not fly in an airplane. She thinks the very idea that human beings would want to transport themselves that way is silly and stupid and that we should stop it. And I kind of agree with her on some level. Frankly, the only reason why flying makes sense in America is because we don't have a well-developed enough passenger rail system. If Amtrak was better developed, better funded, had more infrastructure, if we had a high-speed rail system or something like that, people wouldn't fly so goddamn often. Especially not if we had, like when we have good, like we need, honestly, like an expansion in the capabilities of freight rail and the expansion of passenger rail service in a bunch of areas in America, but also the establishment of a high-speed rail line. And if we can get a system where, like, here's when people will start using trains more often for long journeys of all kinds, whether they're moving or just going on a road trip, when you can get everything you own loaded up onto a train, just like in the old days, and get it hauled across the country and unloaded somewhere else. And if trains continue to get developed in America, I think someday that'll be offered as a service again. The worst part of flying was not getting a window seat that wasn't over a wing. That's ironic, dude. You get a window seat, but it's over a wing. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get a window seat. Great view. And then you get there, and it's like over a wing. It's like a black fly in your Chardonnay. It's like a window seat, but it's over a wing. You know, I've never been to Buffalo Wild Wings my whole life. Can I just be real with you guys? I grew up very fucking poor, and I have never really had money as an adult. for very long. Like, there's been times in my life where I've been making better money than others, but it's never lasted for more than 3 or 4 months, you know? And, like I've always worked, I've always maintained some kind of income, but, most of the time I'm just kind of paying my bills, barely getting by. Maybe I'm lucky to be getting, like, my cannabis and my tobacco and all that shit. Um, but, um, as a result of that, I really have not tried a lot of shit. I mean, I have in some ways because I've been all over the country. I've tried a lot of different things that were within my price range, but in a way, there's a lot of things that I ain't tried. Like a lot of basic experiences for a lot of people. I didn't go to Olive Garden until I was like 20, 20. Yeah, I was 20 years old before I went to a fucking Olive Garden for the first time. Um, that's just so weird to me to think about because, like, most people I know can use that as a cultural reference, but I've only been to Olive Garden twice in my entire life. That good night, food was good. Oh man, that was a good night. That was a really fucking good night. I'm not even lying. Is this stream actually 18 plus? Yeah. Yeah, it is. The overwing exit rows have more leg rooms. Is that true? I didn't know that. But yeah, I thought fucking what was I gonna say? I thought Olive Garden was pretty yummy, for not having a whole lot of fucking experience. But that's the thing. I think about what I've actually gotten to experience in life, and it's like I've gotten to experience, I think, a lot of things that pretty much any person in America can experience. But when it comes to things that you kind of have to be like more middle class to be able to access, I have not done a lot of that shit. I didn't get my first boba tea until I was 18 or 19. I didn't try Vietnamese food until I was fucking 27 years old. I didn't try Indian food until I was 24 years old. Um, Trying to think of some more things that I didn't get to do much or at all when I was a kid or as a teenager, or that I haven't it's just hard for me to think of things off the top of my head that are cultural references. Like, but the one that brought it up that all this discussion was B-Dubs, Buffalo Wild Wings. I've never been there, but when I brought up wings, I thought about it and I was like, that's kind of weird. Did your mother smoke salvia during pregnancy? No. Honestly, I've been all over. I have too, which is one of the reasons why I'm hesitant to say that I haven't gotten to try a lot of things. Like, okay, for example, I've gotten to eat Mexican food in, let me just think of all the states, okay? California. Don't think I did in Arizona. But so California, New Mexico, Colorado, Texas, Missouri, Illinois, Mississippi. And this is just an example of one kind of like variety of food that I've gotten to try in a bunch of different places. Oklahoma. That's pretty much it. Because I'll be real with you, I've been all over the Northeast too. Oh, dude, there's a weird place I ate Mexican food that you wouldn't think of. Fucking New Hampshire, actually, northern New Hampshire. There's a place called um, Exile Burritos, I believe it's called, and it's in Berlin, New Hampshire. And I ate there once, so New Hampshire. But I will be real with you. As you get further away from the Southwest and the Mexican border, the worse the food gets, as far as like Mexican food. But that's just an example of one thing that I'm really into that I've done in a lot of different states. I've probably um, let me think of some other cultural touchstones. Let me think here. Let me think here. Oh, so let me set this battery up real quick. Actually, that'll be a good thing. You know what would be a good thing for me to count down? All the states I've had McDonald's in. Okay, let's do that one. All the different states I've had fucking Mickey D's in. So California, definitely. Arizona, definitely. New Mexico for sure. Colorado, I know. Kansas, Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Illinois, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama. Pretty sure Indiana, but maybe not. Because no, I don't think I have. I don't think I've ever eaten McDonald's in Indiana because I try to get through Indiana as quick as possible. I do not like that state, man. Maybe I would like it more if I went there with money, but I don't get the impression that I would. It does not seem like a state with a lot to offer. Seems like a pretty goddamn boring state. And I'll also tell you another fucking thing I didn't like about Indiana. Goddamn state is completely under construction, completely all the goddamn time. Every fucking time I've ever driven through Indiana, it is the whole state is under construction. It's annoying. I don't like driving through it. I don't think anybody else does either. So fuck Indiana. I don't think I've ever eaten Mickey D's there. But I definitely have in Ohio, New York, Massachusetts for sure. Oh man, for sure, for sure. Let me think here. Vermont, yes. So that's like 16 different states that I've been able to get McD's in, which is just like an interesting, if anything, it's interesting to compare where, like which states have the higher quality. So I would make the argument that I've had the best and most high quality, most consistently high quality McDonald's in the Deep South. But I don't know that that's necessarily tied to our food culture. That might just be tied to our work culture because people are kind of, in some places, people are like, because we don't have a lot of workers' rights here, you can really drill people in a way that you can't get away with in other places. In some places, but you can also be more relaxed and shit, and your employees can get away with being more egregious to you without it really backfiring on them. So there's some give and some take, and the power dynamic really depends on the geography, I guess. But around here, it seems to create better results more often than not. It's not to say I didn't have quality McDonald's when I was up in Massachusetts, but I do think it's a thing that varies from state to state. I've had let me think of where I've had local restaurants. Okay, let me think of places where I've had local restaurants. So I'm gonna count places where I just had Mexican food, but because those are like local places too. The places that I'm counting, because I'm not counting Taco Bell when I talk about some shit like that. Let's see, Cali for sure. Don't think Arizona. New Mexico, Colorado. I'm trying to think if there's any interesting ones there that I want to share with you guys. Were there any really interesting little restaurants? I'll tell you what, there is something interesting about the Southwest. There's some really delicious gas station food you can get in the Southwest you can't get anywhere else. I think the place is called Allsops or some shit like that. Or Allsups or some shit. I don't know. But it's a gas station and they got delicious fried food and all kinds of crazy shit on offer. They got a really big menu and a lot of shit just sitting out there getting warm and staying warm and everything. I always liked going in there because pretty much anything you get from there is going to be dope and flavorful and delicious. Have you ever had In-N-Out? Yes, I've had In-N-Out. In-N-Out is fucking delicious. In-N-Out is so fucking good. In-N-Out is so goddamn good. Literally goated fucking hamburgers. In-N-Out has the best burgers I've ever had. I would argue that, yeah, Now, I did get a little sick after I ate In-N-Out, so I don't know, maybe like some kind of food handling issue, but I don't really blame In-N-Out for that, because whatever, the burger was yummy. I wish I'd known about animal style, though. I would have gotten it like that. You been to any national parks? Oh, I've been to all kinds of national parks. I've been to a lot of national forests. I don't know if I've actually been to any national parks. I've been to some national military parks and shit like that, but I don't know if I've been to any, like I've never been to Yosemite. I've never been to Yellowstone. Never been to the Grand Canyon. I've been near the Grand Canyon, don't get me wrong. No, I don't think I have actually been to any national parks, but I've been to lots of national forests. So I've been to the Mark Twain National Forest. I've been all over that bitch. The Carson National Forest. I've been to that one. The Lincoln National Forest. I've been all over that one in New Mexico. There's probably some other national forests too that I'm just not thinking of or remembering right now. I used to be a chef in Yosemite and Zion National Park. That's awesome. Half Dome is pretty. I bet it is. My dick doesn't work. Oh my! What? This is what's going on. Dicks and balls and ding dongs and horrible things. You have not been electrocuted. You've been shocked. Electrocution is death by electricity. You've been shocked. You have not been electrocuted. But yeah, I've been shocked before a number of times. There's some like exposed switches in my house, and there's been a couple of times when my finger has slipped a little bit, and I've touched a contact, and yeah, it'll it'll wake you right up. Man, these campfire streams are just downright chill sometimes. And I guess I have you guys to thank for that. Donations have been pretty shitty tonight, but what can you do? Is what it is. I guess that just means I haven't been very entertaining. And for that, I apologize. But, I'm not always able to bring the highest of energy to these, but I do try to respond to the chat enough to make it interesting. And I hope that for those of you who choose to stick around, that makes it worth it. Soft shock to your soft side. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Soft shock to your soft side. Thank you for the gift. The story of you getting shocked was funny, not gonna lie. Yeah. What's your opinion on Charlie Kirk? I think he was a backwards, bigoted moron who nevertheless did not deserve to be shot dead like a dog on the street. I disagreed with him heartily, But I don't think those disagreements entitled him to a death, you know? Did we ever do the fast food tier list? No, we have to do that. What day is it? Tomorrow? Yeah. We can do that tomorrow. I'm afraid to do it tonight because too many people will be asleep, but we will do that tomorrow night. Name one thing that he said that was not a fact. You probably study the subject. I do study the subject. Yes, I'm an expert in fast food. Obviously, I'm a fat bitch. Holy shit, Mr. Naughty Priest with the $100. Making up for the shitty night of donations. I guess he heard me fucking saying, you know, it is what it is. Well, whatever, you can't get them all, you know? That's so fucking great. Thank you, Mr. Naughty Priest. I fucking love you, dog. Thank you. I appreciate you. Fuck yeah. I love Mr. Naughty Priest. So name one thing that he said that was not a fact. He implied that airlines are more likely to hire unqualified black pilots than qualified white pilots because of some racist DEI program that they've all adopted, which is not the case. There are rigorous standards applied to the hiring process for all pilots, and race is not one of the regards considered. 100 from the fucking man himself, the Mr. Naughty Priest. Someone finally mentioned Charlie Kirk. I thought we were going to have our first stream where Phoebe didn't have to address Dear Charlie. I know. Ever since that dude took a bullet in the neck, I've had to fucking answer at least once every stream to the death of his fucking ass. And it's like, well, I didn't shoot the dude, okay? Okay? I'm sorry. I'm not glad he died. But I am sick to death of you guys asking me about it, because, like, you guys, I mean, I guess I'm not sick about it, because, like, it fucking gets views to some degree, but it's kind of fucking weird how nobody ever talks about Charlie Kirk out in my real life. Like, you know, I go out to the store, I go out to restaurants, I listen to people talking, I'll hear Charlie Kirk's name brought up occasionally, but it's like once every 3 weeks. Whereas every single fucking stream I do, someone wants to ask me about Charlie Kirk. It's just like, man, goddamn, I know you guys' interest cannot be this high in this shit. Am I just being recommended to people that are really interested in it? It's just like, man, I feel like I've answered this a million times, you know? Like, fuck. Yeah, I'm sad he died. I'm not sad he died, I guess. Like, I'm not sad he died. That's not how I would put it. But yeah, I'm not glad he died. I think it's a shitty thing. I'm also not sad about it. I feel ambivalent towards his death, and that's perhaps the biggest statement of all about the life of Charlie Kirk. He wasn't a good enough person for me to look over his politics, and he wasn't violent enough in his rhetoric for me to be glad that he's gone. It's not even like I've got the Kissinger angle with it. At least when Kissinger died, you know, the butcher of South Asia dies, and you've got ample reason to be like, yeah, yay. When Charlie Kirk dies, it's like, man, Charlie Kirk does the same thing for a living that I do. Argues with people. Well, he argued with people. He did the same thing for a living that I do. Scary stuff. What do you think about the Somalian daycare scandal? I've seen some people saying that it's not as big as it's like being trumped up to be. I've seen some people saying that big video has been debunked. I have not looked into it enough myself personally to tell you one way or the other, but I will tell you this much. Fraud and corruption is not hard to find in any fucking governmental system ever. That's why transparency and public accountability are such an important concept. Government can work, but you cannot allow people to put themselves above other people. That's why I'm an anarchist, is because I believe that government can work, but one of the big reasons why it so often doesn't is because we have a shit ton of artificial hierarchies that enable people to act in really corrupt ways that they would not be able to act in if they were transparently accountable to the people around them. A properly designed society would funnel sociopaths away from leadership roles and towards, you know, arts and crafts and studies and shit like that, that um, doesn't allow them to destroy the world, you know? As it is right now, I think that there is a shocking amount of sociopathy and utterly greedy behavior that is comorbid in a ton of people in the billionaire class, and I think it's dragging the rest of humanity down with its avaricious nature. I think as long as that remains unaddressed, we might as well say all of our problems remain unaddressed. You are not Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk died. He got a bullet to the neck. Yeah, and your ideological views and Token might get you on the subway. You're in the what if world. The sooner you get into the real world, the sooner you might get into a date into the real world. What are you talking about? Can't stop smiling. What are you burning for your fire? Cardboard. I live out in the country, and it's less trash to send to the landfill or whatever happens to the trash around here if we just burn our cardboard ourselves. And because I live in a county where there's no burn restrictions, I can do so. So, it's no less healthy for the planet than letting it go to a landfill would be. Never forgotten, just remember you die. No one's going to remember. Okay, cool. That's fine. You think people are going to remember your ass? That's funny. They probably are not going to. But they're not going to remember either of us, friend. That's okay. If you are remembered by the generation after you, you're an average person. If you're remembered by 2 generations after you, you're a really fucking cool person. If you're remembered by 3 generations after you, you're the most reprehensible scumbag on the planet Earth. And that applies to cultural figures, by the way, not personal life figures and family figures. I'm talking about cultural figures. We remember Elvis, right? Because he was he's 2 generations away from us, right? 2 generations if you assume a pretty liberal definition of generation. How many people at this point ever think about Louis Armstrong? Even though Louis Armstrong was fundamental to the development of the genre that would eventually create the genre that Elvis Presley did. We still think about Elvis. We don't think about Louis Armstrong that much. We think about the Beatles even more than we think about Elvis. We think about people like Cyndi Lauper and Elton John even more than we think about the Beatles. We think about people like Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Soundgarden and shit like that. The Smashing Pumpkins even more than we think about Elton John and Cyndi Lauper. Obviously some of these are still alive, but if you think about a musician from the 1800s, can you think of any? Mozart, Beethoven, etc. I guess there's a few. Modern history has allowed us to create a different kind of conception, and maybe that saying will have to be updated to accommodate new trends. But as it sits, right, we remember people for about 2 generations if they're really fucking cool and really influential in culture. And if we remember them longer than that, they were either really fucking fundamental to the development of a ton of fucking shit, or something like that, or they were utterly reprehensible people, like Hitler or Stalin or Mao. I think you think about Butts, Margot. Nice. Oh, everyone's going to remember him for a long time. Look at months after he died, still talking about him, lol. Well, people in my chat talk about him. I don't know the people out in the world are really talking about him that much. Seems like people mostly use him as a political tool. Difference is I never wanted to begin with. Nice try, though. When did I say I wanted to be remembered when I die, Matthew? Low vibration activity, great way to start 2026. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult, but I'll go with it. His wife is using him as a political tool now, too. I know. Yeah, it's only online, and you didn't. I was just saying, and I'm sorry. Didn't want to be a dick. Yeah. Well, why were you then? Pretty mean thing to say. Haha, no one's gonna remember you when you die. It's like, you know, I don't know, kind of mean. No, it's true of you as it is for me, but it's just like, you're gonna die someday. It's just like, it's like telling somebody that recently got married, oh, all right, I look forward to the divorce. It's just like, like, and a person, I feel like, somebody might try to justify that by saying, like, well, factually, 60% of marriages end in divorce. It's like that may be true, but why go through the effort to make someone feel bad about anything? You know, and like, why? If you've got a good reason for it, that's one thing. If they did something horrible to you, or they said something really reprehensible, all right, now we're talking. But I don't really think I've done that. I'm sorry for what I said. It's not true. People will remember you. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But I'm glad you apologized. I accept your apology. I'm very chill like that. Make sure you guys hit that like button, by the way. I want people to forget me now. Okay, Riley. Instantly forgotten. No, I can't forget Riley. Riley bought my ticket to the DFF meetup this year, or last year. Last year, yeah. Last year. Been a hell of a year. Yeah, we all love Margot. Margot's great. Margot's wonderful. It's a good night, y'all. Very good night. Shall old acquaintance be forgot and never thought upon? Shall old acquaintance be forgot in the days of old lang syne? My life has gone so many fucking crazy different directions, y'all. It's actually fucking crazy to think about. What did I do with the money? What did I do with what money? What did I do with what money? Love from Alabama? Hey, love from a neighbor in Mississippi. Come tell me, Sean O'Farrell, tell me why you hurry so. Hush from Boko, hush and listen, and his cheeks were all aglow. I bear orders from the captain, get ye ready quick and soon. For the pikes must be together at the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon. For the pikes must be together at the rising of the moon. And come tell me, Shadow Pharaoh, where the gathering is to be. At the old spot by the river, quite well known to you and me. Death to every foe and traitor, whistle out the marching tune. And the pikes will be together at the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon. And the pikes must be together at the rising of the moon. Out from many a mud wall cabin, eyes were watching through the night. Many a manly heart was beaten for the morning's blessed light. Death to every foe. Whispering loud throughout the valley like the banshee's lonely tune. And 1,000 pikes were flashing at the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon. And 1,000 pikes were flashing at the rising of the moon. At the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon. For the pikes must be together at the rising of the moon. Have you ever tried Chick-fil-A? Yes. You ain't no ragamuffin? I don't know what that means. I kind of think I might be. Okay, pink fur. Whenever I think your opinions and views, I feel reassured because most streams are just so scary and exclusive, narrow-minded, and just hopeless. So yeah, go Phoebe. Oh, that's awesome. I'm fucking glad. I'm glad that you're able to get some cheer and hopefulness out of my content. That's awesome. That's really cool. It's genuinely dope. That's awesome. Best I could hope for, right? I thought about it earlier, you know. I work my dream job and I need to start taking it seriously. Really. Cuz there's about 2 billion people that want to do what I'm doing right now. Being a monetized YouTuber, making super chats, shit like that. And I don't think I'm always as respectful of you guys' time as I should be. But I'm trying to be better about that in this new year. Do you like them DFF boys? Ha! No. What is a DFF? LOL. Dude, I'm Phoebe from the DFF chat. I'm Phoebe from the fucking DFF chat. I'm the Phoebe. The Phoebe that was on the Manatee Gauntlet. I'm that bitch. So yes, I like them DFF boys. I have been on Onion Nuggets. TJ has super chatted here a couple times. You're the Phoebe. No, I'm fucking with you. I'm not that important, but yeah. No, I mean that's kind of how I look at myself sometimes, but that's not the truth, you know. TJ is a hoot. TJ is a fucking hoot. I've met TJ at this point. I met at the meetup, and I've had lunch with TJ, and he is hilarious. Like TJ's kind of effortlessly hilarious, honestly. I love him. Oh, I love him. I love him. I love him. Yeah, I love him to death. TJ will say some of the funniest shit sometimes, while you can tell he's just not even really in a like comical mood, and it's just like it's almost funnier because he's like miserable, you know. He got a real liquored that one time live. You met them IRL? Fucking hell yeah, they do. They do meetups. Do you still watch? Because they still do shit. They're still live. They did a live show earlier today. They're still fucking doing shit. Yeah, I met them at the New Jersey meetup, and then me and TJ had lunch the next day. Me and TJ and Scotty and Chelsea and Glitch Dash and somebody else. I don't know exactly who, so I don't want to speculate. Paul was supposed to be there, but his ass was broken, so he couldn't make it. I love them DFF boys, but I thought they got canceled. Onion Nuggets got canceled, but the Deep Fat Fried, like that, them DFF boys is still making content. They like if you look up Deep Fat Fried, they're still making content. It's still up there. It's still out there, and they're still going strong. No, they just moved back to their original channel, which was just called Deep Fat Fried. So if you search Deep Fat Fried, you can still find their original channel. Are they fighting boys still? Yep. I mean, they've got the same energy that they always had. They've got the same energy they always had. And the Fighting Boys channel is still up, I believe. If anything, their energy has gotten more fight prone over the last couple of years. They went from folks that would fight every so often to people who, I would say they have like a fight every 2 months at this point, which is kind of, whatever. It makes for good content. Oh. But yeah, love me some TJ, love me some Scotty, love me some Paul. I've smoked a joint with TJ. I wanted to smoke a joint with Paul, but I don't think I actually got to. I did, though. I did get my Goat versus Fish shirt signed by TJ, and TJ, Paul, and Scotty all signed my guitar. So that was pretty fucking dope. And dude, I got to get like TJ invited me to lunch the next day, and I got the worst fish and chips I've ever had. I don't even know why okay, here's the thing. We went to a diner, and I like a diner. I just don't know why I got what I did from a diner. It doesn't make sense looking back at it. I guess it's because I was in the Northeast, so I figured, oh, well, I'm in the Northeast, so surely they're going to have like handmade fish and chips. I didn't think about the fact that it was probably going to be like frozen fish and frozen fries, and it definitely was both. And I was like, man, this is fucking not great. I should have just went with a hamburger or a breakfast thing. Because, like, diners, they cook most of that shit to order right there, fresh or relatively fresh, you know? Like, it's made out of ingredients, it's like made right there. It's not frozen shit. It's like, I should have gotten breakfast or a hamburger or something like that, or like a Philly cheesesteak or some shit like that. I just made a stupid choice. None of their fault. But I can't believe how much my expectations were squished by that fish and chips meal. I ate what I could of it, but eventually it started to become a little unappetizing because I could just taste too much of the grease in the fish. And it was a very greasy fish to begin with. Kind of had too much of the fishy taste. I don't know. It's just not, not optimal. Phoebe, you're just sitting there in the particular situation. Yeah, it was a scam situation. You're right. I got me a copy of the douchebag Bible from way back. TJ signed it for me. Nice. Yeah, it was not optimal. It was not optimal for sure. Dude, there is this really dope catfish place near me that closed down. Well, it's kind of near me. It's not that near me actually, but there's this really fucking great catfish place in Tennessee that closed down recently, and I'm just so sad about it because they had the best fucking catfish I've ever had in my life, dude. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to find. I'm gonna just. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I need to find a catfish supplier, but I need to find one where it's fresh, never frozen. Or frozen fillets that I can source to a good farm with good practices and good reviews. I need to find the best tasting catfish in Mississippi, find that farm, and then find out how to get their catfish fresh. Because I like catfish that is raised without pollutants and shit like that in a controlled environment that gives them enough space to prosper and enough food to get big and everything else. Like that, there's hardly anything better as far as fish goes, because catfish that's raised properly, that is prepared properly, is a really fucking flavorful fish. Like, if you know how to prepare catfish, man, you can pack a lot of flavor into one of them bitches. For the Catfish Fund, thank you formally, Chucks. I appreciate it. Thank you for the Australian $2, mate. I appreciate it. For the Catfish Fund. Yeah, we're going to build up money for the Catfish Fund. We're going to buy a shitload of catfish. I've been thinking about it for a while. I need to do me a fucking cooking show. I need to do me a cooking, and I don't know. Would you guys like to see some cooking content? I don't know. Like, I don't know how the fuck I do it. Like, my kitchen is not set up to do cooking content. It looks like shit. It looks like garbage. I'm gonna let go of the Australian accent now because I'm not really that good at it. But anyway, I think I would have to set up some kind of outdoor kitchen situation, but I would have to set up one of those, and that could be interesting. But what would you guys even think of that? Because I don't want to invest in all that shit if it's not going to turn out. Please do, Phoebe. I think that will be great. Outdoor kitchen situation, yeah. Outdoor kitchen situation. Yeah, like I could have like I don't know, dude, it's not actually a bad idea. It's not a bad idea at all. Sorry, I'm just sitting here envisioning. Thinking about what I could do if I had the money. Move those cages somewhere else. I think below these trees would really make a great fucking site for an outdoor kitchen project. I know it'd be so expensive, but man, would this be a good spot for it. Sorry, I know this is boring shit, but I'm literally just sitting here fantasizing and I can't help it. God, I want to do it so fucking bad. Oh, oh, I want to do it so bad. So fucking bad. You have no idea. I don't even know how to do a project like that either. This is not coming from a person who would even know the first step of what I was trying to do. I would literally not even know where to begin, but I can see it in my head, see what I want. Because I feel like these trees are old enough now to where we pretty much know where their roots are going to erupt, and I could put concrete around them without it being too much of a hassle, or I could put gravel around them, or not necessarily around them, but near them, and just plant around the roots and everything, and then compact the gravel. Dreams are cringe in 2026 America. I know it, huh? Will you hire an AI partner like Eve? Ha! No. Lord, no. Phoebe, do you live in Portland, Oregon? No. Get you some catfish and sing songs in the outdoor kitchen situation? I would do it. Um, just start and work out the particulars as you go, you smart ragamuffin. Yeah, dude, that sounds like a great way to fucking failure, tragic, utter failure. I don't know. Maybe I should do it. Maybe I should just fucking like tell. You know what? Maybe because like it's not just my land; it's my parents' land too. And you know, it's like we're an American farming family, one of the last few that remain that are smallholders. So, like, I'm to the age now where I can start making decisions. Like, hey, I want to finally build this outdoor kitchen we've been talking for years about. And I think if I start doing it, my audience will help support me finishing the rest of it because they're going to want to see what I do to it. And, you know, can I start moving stuff? Can I start, like positioning things and filming the fucking thing, And I bet they would be like, yeah, I already know where I want to put those two cages that are there. Oh my goodness, this could be real. This could be real. And then I would have an outdoor kitchen that I could do cooking content in. Oh, that'd be so fun. Just starting, yeah. You play video? I play some video every now and again. I play some Skyrim when I'm feeling like it. I'm feeling, nostalgic for some Skyrim. We'll play some Skyrim. Play some War Thunder. I play some stuff, sure. Red beans and rice in the outdoor kitchen. Yes, Taylor, yes. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit, you guys. I just saw an owl. I just 100% saw an owl flying. That's 100% what that had to be. shit, I think I can see the owl. Oh fuck, I'm pretty sure I can see it, dude. Legitimately, I think I might be able to see it. It's kind of hard to tell if that's what I'm seeing, but I might be looking at it. Actually, on second part, I think I'm wrong. But that was 100% an owl that I just saw fly from one tree to another. That is so fucking cool. It's gonna eat me? No, I don't think it's gonna eat me. If anything, it's probably trying to get one of my chickens, one of my birds. But it also might just be trying to get some rodent out here or something. That's why I'm reticent to, try and run it off if it is an owl. Because, owls are more likely to go for rodents than birds, given the choice. Hawks are more of a problem with chickens. It is eerily silent, though. You a Dragonborn individual? Yes, I am. I am a Skyrim fan for sure. Dovahkiin, Dovahkiin, Nalaxin nos farin. Da da da, da da da, da 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 da. That was one of the only bad things about living in Carrollton is I never did secure me a gaming console or a PC, so I couldn't play Skyrim. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, so I don't get eaten by the owl. No, I'm cold, and my battery's dead, and my my portable battery pack is also dead. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here before everything dies. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you, Mr. Naughty Priest, for the $100 super chat. Thank you to everybody who sent smaller amounts. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for your memberships and for, being part of this channel and everything. I appreciate you guys. I will see you guys later. Take care of yourself. I will try. Bye.